Today, state lawmakers press energy officials with the Maryland Energy Administration and PJM. That's the regional transmission organization, about the state's energy needs as they make policy decisions this session. PJM called the state's energy outlook dire and says more energy is needed to meet demand. Fox 45's Jessica Babb is showing us why some lawmakers pointed to PJM as part of the problem. Jessica.
When it comes to adding new energy projects in the state, today PJM officials mentioned that because of the state's climate policies and other goals, it's contributed to a lack of new projects. But instead, lawmakers pushed back on that, pointing to PJM and what they called a lack of planning. Lawmakers today say PJM also bears a large part of the responsibility. As Marylanders fight to stop a proposed 70-mile transmission line from cutting through the countryside.
We're not really getting much benefit from this.
It's a controversy setting the scene for major energy discussions facing state lawmakers this session.
All right, colleagues, I think we're getting ready to get started.
With officials from the Maryland Energy Administration and PJM, the regional transmission operator, in the hot seat.
The bottom line is the energy outlook in the state of Maryland is dire.
Wednesday, members of the House Economic Matters Committee.
We're net importing dirty energy from other states because we refuse to make the same energy in our own state. And that's put us in this dire situation that you described, which ultimately is going to just torch the ratepayers.
And Chair Delegate C.T. Wilson made it clear.
We need to make sure that we have energy. It's affordable, it's reliable, so all sources are open. We want to make sure that we also have a plan, because I don't want to keep coming back and doing this.
With increasing demand.
That is a tremendous amount of load growth that we're seeing on the system. Again, the primary driver is data center, AI.
And power plants deciding to close, in part because of profits.
Brandon Shores, Wagner are scheduled to close.
PJM officials say retirements are outpacing new power generation, which they say is unsustainable in the long term. As it is right now, Maryland imports about 40% of its energy from other states. And while PJM works to sift through a backlog of applications for new projects,
There's not a single policy anyone can point to that shuts down coal plants, and there's not a single policy that anyone can point to that shuts down or keeps gas plants from coming online in Maryland. You talked about the atmosphere and goals that we've written on paper. And yet, the thing that is actually keeping new generation from coming online, we can point to, it's PJM's inability and unwillingness to plan.
with the proposed Maryland Piedmont Reliability Project on the table.
This state has not built any meaningful transmission lines in many, many years. Maryland is a state where transmission projects come to die.
And while he admits,
Nobody wants a transmission line in their backyard.
once again, PJM says it ensures reliability, but lawmakers pushing back say it won't help the state.
I would disagree that that particular line is for the benefit of Maryland. I would argue that the line was probably approved for the benefit of other states.
At the same time that Maryland is in the hole and energy rates keep going up.
Our constituents need help, and something that is very much within the PJM control.
Governor Wes Moore has outlined a goal for 100% clean energy by 2035.
100% generation of clean energy in state. Are we going to have that by 2035? It is extremely, extremely unlikely.
And Maryland Energy Administration Director Paul Pinsky says getting there will be a heavy lift.
That we're already using a significant portion of nuclear. And part of the executive summary says we will almost have to double our nuclear output to reach 100% clean energy.
And when it comes to these energy projects, costs are a big factor. Lawmakers today voiced that affordability was one of their biggest concerns in making sure energy rates don't continue to skyrocket. Live in Annapolis, Jessica Babb, Fox 45 News.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.